Wake up, buyer payer people. It's a beautiful day. Go grab yourself another cup of joe and say hello to Jim and Michelle Rhoads on the Buy Here Pay Here Morning Show. Take it away, you two.
Good, happy Friday.
She needs a little help on that part. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, days kind of blur, you know.
Oh yeah, it's been a wild week.
Yeah, it has. We are packing up. Going to be, when we're finished with the morning show this morning, we are finished packing up the car and headed to Salt Lake City. So when you hear us next on Monday, we will be in
Our teeth will be chattering and
snowy.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Yeah. Very, very snowy, uncomfortably cold.
We're going.
You know, we're going.
Car's already packed,
I figure I've already lost my tan.
Yeah.
It's okay. We can go somewhere where I'll just lose it further and maybe turn blue. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see. Like when we do this thing on the end of this month, maybe I will be blue from not being in the sun and being freezing cold. Because we are just the end of the month is our all day live stream event on a pathway to success and freedom, and really great security and freedom and success too. A lot of really great people that will be a part of this, and I think we've got 20 plus people that have confirmed.
I'm still adding some.
And we're still adding some, and it's just going to be a really, really great event.
Oh yeah, so tons of great stuff.
Yeah. Anything else we need to?
No, I think that's it. We got George Spat joining us on Monday. We got to get the material together for that. But George will be joining us to talk about warranty, how dealers can choose between warranty and service contract for their business, like what goes into making that decision, pros and cons. Yeah. So that's, we've been kind of talking a little bit about reinsurance, and just so people can really understand the pieces of that, if that's a way that they want to go. So George knows an awful lot about it. And great guy. He listens in frequently. So go ahead and say good morning if you're all in listener land, and you don't have to tell me how warm it is. Yeah, we don't,
it's okay.
Rub it in.
Yeah, I know, right?
George, you're listening. We don't want to know.
Yeah. And yesterday had the opportunity, for those of you who haven't heard, we were guests on Coffee Guy, the Coffee Guy show. Car Guy Coffee podcast. Thank you.
Yeah.
And really just love Lou and Fred. They're great, lots and lots of energy, and had a really wonderful conversation with them yesterday. Yeah. I think it went like about an hour. So
it got real.
It got real. It really did. Yeah. So if you didn't have a chance to see that, I would suggest piping in, because it was a fun show. Yeah. Good morning, Shelley and George and Karen. Alrighty. Shall we? It is the first Friday of the month, and the first Friday of every month we have a special guest, and let's go ahead and bring him on in. Mr. Jeremy Beck.
I don't know how special I am. Michelle, but I appreciate it. I was told I'm only special to my mom. So,
well, there's two more people here too. So if you ever need to, I need to feel special. Yeah. Just give us a call.
Pick a phone, call you. Yes.
Do they have payphones anymore? Did you say pick up a payphone?
No, I said pick up the phone and call Michelle.
I thought you said the payphone. And I was like, do they have those?
Although I remember when they did have payphones.
Oh my gosh. We were having a conversation with Jim's mom the other day, and it's like back in the day when I was dating in high school, my mom always made sure that I had a quarter in my pocket.
Yeah.
Yep. No cell phones back then.
I would have spent it on ice cream myself.
Yeah, I don't know that a payphone is where I would have spent that quarter. Yeah.
Well, back then, for a quarter, you could get quite a lot out of one of those little machines too. So, get a soda, all sorts of stuff. So, welcome, Jeremy. You've been busy.
Thank you. It has been a whirlwind start to the year. That is for sure. Yeah. I was sitting here looking in there, look at the bags under my eyes. I'm like, that's a testament to how busy we've been, certainly at the association. But it has been a phenomenal start to the year. But a lot of work going, a lot of changes, so lots of stuff happening.
You'll be able to catch up on sleep in July after the conference is So you'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Right after the conference, then I go into policy conference, then I go into super forum. So
we're thinking, September maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you should come to this event we have at the end of the month where you can learn how to work on your business and not in your business.
We got a ton of that. You got a lot going on for sure. So we're excited about all the stuff that's happening. Obviously, we haven't been together since it was announced that Jeff Martin was stepping in. I don't think was that wasn't already.
No, that was not.
It was not. It came out. I think the announcement came out the week after I was on. So
yeah.
So obviously we have known Jeff for a time.
Yep.
We're actually members by way of the state of Texas. And so we, I've paid attention, and I've spoken at their conference many years, so I've known them and we're familiar with, how widely respected Jeff is. And so we know what a wonderful situation is.
Yeah. We're definitely excited about the future at the association. Jeff obviously has a track record of success, and so we're super excited about the future. But until Jeff comes on, we are continuing to make moves and continuing to work so that he doesn't walk into a train that has slowed. He walks into a train and can back in those movies where you're running behind the train and you grab it and you just barely get on. That's going to be Jeff. Because we are continuing to focus on our strategic priorities and to move forward, but we're definitely excited about him joining.
Well, you've obviously got a very capable interim CEO, and Melanie's very voted, and you guys have a ton of things you're taking on, and so you got plenty of work going on, and we're sitting over here ready to help whenever it comes to a point where we can do anything to add to the.
Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Bill.
Morning, Bill.
Supposed to know that he's still at home, so
I didn't see that part of it. It's expense report time, so I'm starting to see all the expense reports come in, and that's when I know how much Bill has been traveling, which is usually 95% of the time.
Yeah,
we're just maybe think of his budget for smoked old fashions being kind of a marketing social media. Right. So just got to think about that. Just trying to cover Bill. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll give him a note.
Yeah.
You can attach a note. It's like Michelle said it was okay.
Yeah.
So
you can find the documentation at the hashtag Smoked Old Fashioned Tour.
So speaking of Bill, 20 groups. There's a lot that's shifted since we last talked about 20 groups too, and there has been the melding of 20 groups DPG, and that's probably kept you really busy getting all of the things in a bucket.
That has definitely kept me busy. Look, I think Scott Allen, obviously our board president, and Rob Fox, CEO of Buckeye, have been working on this for a while. I've been working on it really since I came into the association or been planning for it. Sean Peterson did an amazing job working with us. Melanie and myself. There were a lot of people who really worked hard to put this deal together. And obviously the work doesn't stop the minute we announced it, right? That's really kind of when the work begins. But we are super fortunate to have had amazing partners with Buckeye, with Rob and with Sean, and Brett and, Angela, and the whole team really over at Buckeye has just been amazing throughout this transition and throughout this merger, and we are super excited to have it. We now, I think last time I was talking to you, we now have the largest 20 group program right behind NIADA. We have over 25 groups. 13 of those groups are buy here, pay here specific. So a great majority of those groups are buy here, pay here groups. We have service groups, we have finance groups, we have 3 service groups, 2 finance groups, and 6 retail groups, and so we have plans to grow. We are growing like crazy. We added 10 new members last month, even in addition to all of the DPG members. John Dismukes, who is our 20 group business development representative, is doing an amazing job of, really, engaging dealers and selling the story of why being in the 20 group can benefit your business. And, it's really amazing to see that we've got, spots for dealers who sell 5, 10, 15 cars a month, all the way up to spots for dealers that sell 2, 3, 400 cars a month, multi rooftops, single point rooftops, finance companies, lease here, pay here, all of that. I mean, there is definitely a spot for any size of dealer in the independent world, and we're super excited.
It's a lot of work to all right, so what's your demographic? What's your, and then the, finagle and where does this work? And yeah.
I think that's what John is. John's been on with the association, since early December, mid-December, and John has done a really good job of engaging with dealers and understanding their business model, understanding where they want to go with their business, understanding kind of all, and all of that is based on the ability to put them in the right group. Because part of being in a 20 group isn't just sharing the composites; it's about engaging with people who are going through similar challenges or have gone through similar challenges that you go through on a day-to-day basis. And John, I think, does an amazing job of really engaging with the dealers to understand where they are today, where they want to go, and what group we have that will best suit them for that growth trajectory.
Yeah. That's a lot.
I want to extend an invitation right now to John to come on the show with us, because I see his name all the time. I think he and I are connected on LinkedIn and Facebook, and I didn't know that was his role until you said it.
Yeah, he is a super, look, we're super lucky to get him. He was involved in the Carolina IADA. His dealer, he was an independent dealer, worked in an independent dealership. He was involved in our 20 group program way back in the day. His dealer was the board president for the South Carolina Independent Auto Dealer Association. So he knows the independent space, knows independent dealers, worked in them all of his life, and he is just a really good guy. So I think it'd be a great idea for him to come on to y'all's show and engage with y'all, because he's just a good dude.
Well, we're also really big advocates for 20 groups. If it's something that works for you, and I know that you all are working hard to make it more accessible to different size dealers and age groups of dealers, and that there is a lot of benefit to doing a 20 group, a lot that can be, it's a camaraderie, it's the being accountable to other dealers, which is awesome. And, and having the ability to think tank different challenges and problems and walk away with a hit list of things that you can do to improve.
Yeah, and I say this not because he's listening right now, but we do have, one of them is listening right now. I think we do have the best moderator group in the industry, especially and even built even stronger now with the DPG merger with David Brotherton coming back over. I mean, you've got some amazing moderators that have been in this business, know this business, and are gonna moderate those groups to be able to allow you to get the most out of it, and understand what do you need to focus on, where are you missing the mark, because sometimes when you're in the thick of it as a business person, you don't see those things that other people do, and that's the to your point, Michelle, that's the power of the 20 group program.
Yeah. It's always, we were talking before the show started about surrounding yourself with people that help you grow, and so, and are your cheerleaders, and that, you pick up weird sayings and stuff like that from the people that you surround yourself. Just wanted a quick shout out to Taylor Bird and George Spat and Facebook user. Good morning to you all. Let's talk a little bit about your Certified Master Dealer program.
Yeah. So we obviously we just relaunched that, and we are actually taking applications for our first cohort. So, Certified Master Dealer program is something that I'm extremely passionate about, and I was super excited to work with the board and to work with NIADA to really kind of rethink, reimagine, and launch this program. It's kind of been silent for the last couple of years. There's about 270-ish CMDs out there, and And what we have done now is we've completely revamped the program. So if you know anything about NADA and NADA's Dealer Academy, we've formed it very similar to that Dealer Academy. So it's an 11-month program that you're going to walk in. You're going to be with the same group of people that are, we call them cohorts. You're going to learn everything from how to set up the financials, how to acquire inventory, how to plan for succession planning, how to, you're going to learn about reinsurance. You're going to learn about how to set a business plan. You're going to learn how to market, how to brand yourself, how to identify yourself in the market, how to be involved in the market, how to continue to grow. And all of it's going to be predicated on building this unique individual business plan that is based for you and for your business. It is perfect for really kind of three different types of categories. Number one, it is the dealer who maybe they've been in business for 10, 15 years, but they've had some level of success, but they're ready to re-engage. They're ready to go to the next level. Let's come in and develop a business plan, learn from the experts, learn from people to really be able to help you kind of re-energize your business. The second are dealers that are really just getting into it. Like maybe they just started and they've been it for a couple of years. They don't have a defined business plan. They don't know where they want to go in the next 3, 5, 10 years. This allows them to do that. And then also succession planning, right? So you've either got a family member who you're going to be taking over the family business. Your dad, your mom started the dealership, and you're going to be taking it over. And so this is an opportunity for you to really get in and learn and take the reins and learn how to take the reins of your different dealership. And we're going to really do it in 2 different cohorts this year. We're going to do it in a retail cohort, and we're going to do it in a buy here, pay here cohort. And we're going to bring in people from all across the industry. It's not just going to be NIADA folks to come in and really be able to teach that content, but you're going to learn from the experts. You're going to mingle with previous CMDs. And at the end of it, you're going to walk across the stage and you're going to be able to put that comma CMD at the end of your name and really be able to walk away knowing that you have a solid business plan. You have a solid path forward. You know where you want to go and how you're going to get there, and you're ready to go execute it. And then we're going to pair you up with a previous CMD as a mentor moving forward, so that it's not just the class, right? It's then going through the executing phase and really being able to pick up the phone and call somebody and say, hey, what'd you do when you experienced this? How do I handle this? How do I handle that? So that you're not just kind of dropped off and left off to figure things out on your own. You're going to have the association and you're going to have a mentor. So I am super excited to launch it now and to relaunch it. The team has put a ton of work into it over the last several months to really get us to this point. And we'll start with the first cohort in June at our June show.
Now, from what I understand is you only have like 20 spots available?
Yeah. So right now, because we don't want, the old adage of crawl before you walk, right? We want to make sure that that we are doing this right, because it is a huge time investment. It's a huge commitment on behalf of the dealer. It's also a huge commitment on behalf of NIADA and the presenters. So we want to make sure that, number one, we keep them in small groups, because when you get too big, if you went to college or you went to a big school, that when you have too many people in the room, it can become unwieldy, right? And you don't really have a forum where you can voice what's on your mind and you can talk about the challenges or whatever. That's why we want to really kind of keep it into that small group, into that 20 section. And then we will add more and more cohorts as we get rolling, and as the content continues to ramp up. We'll be able to add more and more sessions, more retail sessions, more buy here, pay here sessions, so that we have really more than 2 going on at one time.
Couple questions about that. I've seen I just read a little bit about the CMD program this morning and watched the little video with Gordy at the website. So I encourage dealers to go over there. And I think when you hit the landing page on NIADA or maybe the events page, it's going to take you to that Certified Master Dealer program, and so they can see it over there. But when I read through that, I realized, all the years I've been going to NIADA conferences, at one point a dealer and now, as a coach, I've seen the listing of certified master dealers, but I never knew what the program was, and I didn't know what it meant to be in that group. But in the reading and what you just described now, it sounds like it's meant to help dealers become better operators, it's not necessarily to make them more attractive to the consumer, right? It's not necessarily, I mean, obviously they'll be more skilled operators and be able to better serve their customers, we hope, but it's not designed to make them necessarily more appealing, or it's not like that badge, on the dealership necessarily is meant to make them,
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, eventually, certainly, yes. If when people graduate, we're going to do local press releases within their local media, so that their local audience understands that this person invested the time to be able to become a better operator, to become a better dealer. So we're gonna invest a little bit of time and energy there, certainly, in building in the CMD brand. But this really is all about allowing dealers an opportunity and giving them a forum to become better operators, to understand their market area, to know what their go-to-market strategy is going to be. They're going to walk away with an entire business plan, marketing plan, financial plan, all capital resources, all of those different things. In addition, we partnered with the Association for Finance and Insurance Professionals, which is AFIP, and included in the CMD is an AFIP certification. So it's not just about understanding how to run your business, it's also understanding how to do it compliantly, how to do it within your state and local and federal regulations, and understanding and knowing those and being able to maintain and keep that certification. And AFIP is a professional designation. We're also partnering with Northwoods University, the big automotive university. So they'll be teaching pieces of our courses. So I mean, it's a real fledged program to do exactly what you just said, Jim, which is to help you become a better dealer, a better operator, a better business person within your community, which obviously then improves the customer experience. The more and more CMDs that we have out there improves the customer's perception and the reputation of the independent industry.
Sure. Yeah. And has the faculty already been established for this first cohort?
So we are working. It's been established for the first couple of courses, and we are working through the remaining of the courses, and building out that content and establishing that faculty as well. So I have a feeling I might be having a conversation with the two of you at some point.
Michelle,
welcome to have a conversation. So we as Jim mentioned, it's not really something that is visual to the consumer, but there is another thing that has been launched recently, is the certified pre-owned pre-owned
certified pre-owned program. Yeah.
And so that's another thing that NIADA, you guys have been so busy since the beginning of the year, darn it, that it is something that it's outward facing to the consumer, that there's a series. You want to just talk about that?
Yeah, the certified pre-owned program launched January 3rd. We actually have over 50 dealers now that are enrolled, that are working through. Thanks, George. Appreciate that. I'm master certified, so I get it. It is a great program. But the certified pre-owned program is really about establishing transparency and confidence in the buying process with the consumer that's looking at the independent dealer, that's looking at your lots, looking at your inventory, and establishing that a NIADA certified pre-owned vehicle is a better quality vehicle, and giving the consumer a level of confidence to make the buying decision to move forward. And so it's a rigorous program. We partnered with some of the best providers out there: ProGuard, GWC, AUL, and Southwest Dealer Services. We partnered with Carquetta for digital inspections, so that we can ensure that transparency is there for the consumer. They can see what has been done on the vehicle. They can see the Carfax. They can see all of that different stuff. We partnered with TechNet with their over 16,000 service facilities to not only give dealers a place to work to go to recondition their vehicles from an NIADA certified technician or certified technician shop, but also to give consumers access to over 16,000 repair facilities should something go wrong during the ownership cycle of that vehicle. They can take it anywhere with these administrators, but having those 16,000 TechNet service facilities certainly helps and gives them some additional places. So it's and not only does it increase the confidence and the transparency with the consumer, but it also increases the value. It's kind of like, I say this all the time, and people, begin to roll their eyes when I say it, but it really is true that this program was built to give independent dealers a leg up on their independent competition that is not offering a true certified pre-owned program, and puts them on par with the manufacturers who are offering a certified program. So now that certified designation and that transparency and that confidence, the consumer can see it and say, you know what? It's worth the time for me to go and look at this vehicle. It's worth for me to be able to go and see that, because I see that it's a quality vehicle. Let me go check it out.
Yeah. One of the things that comes to mind for me, of course, Michelle and I kind of live in this space where Michelle knows I really, way back from before I was in the car business, I've been a guy who's really focused on messaging. And so the marketing piece of that is really interesting to me. I'd love to be able to bring some experts together to talk to, whether they're using their own warranty program or CPOs, like to help dealers understand how to tell that story in the marketplace so that they can have a better chance to win that customer.
Yeah, I think it's huge, and I think you said that George is going to be on talking about the difference between a warranty and a vehicle service contract. Nomenclature is important, and words are important, and the difference between a warranty and a vehicle service contract is extremely important. And this is a limited warranty, meaning no cost to the consumer, no additional cost to the consumer. There's the difference between the legal definition between a warranty and a vehicle service contract is a warranty comes at no additional cost to the consumer. It's included in the purchase. A vehicle service contract is an optional add-on at additional cost, right? So this is a true CPO limited warranty, meaning that it's at no additional cost to the consumer to be able to get this coverage, and then to be able to, much like you said, Jim, use that in a marketing message, use that in your value story. I tell dealers all the time, you have to have a unique value story. And that value story has to be something that is extremely important. That is extremely, sorry, George. That is extremely important. That you communicate effectively throughout the, consumer looking at your inventory. Then they see it again coming into your dealership, and then they experience it after they bought from your dealership. It's an entire life cycle.
So those of you who couldn't read the screen, George Spat, who's going to be on the show on Monday, talking about the difference between a service contract and a warranty. It's like, hey, stop stealing my thunder.
I think it's a great conversation, and all I'm doing is teeing you up.
It's like, oh, my interest is So let's make sure that we get there.
Well, back to the value story part of that. It's like, to me, it's an interesting thing, and it's, again, as a former dealer myself, it's like you want to make the customer feel comfortable. They're stepping into, an uncomfortable situation, especially in our buy here, pay here space. They're in a poor credit spot. They're worried the dealer's going to take advantage of them. And I can say that one of the other things that we have to overcome out there, and this is where I look forward to, working with NIADA, where I had the opportunity to, because the messaging for NIADA can also be important in that. I've always said about a warranty, most of us can say that a warranty doesn't matter if we're talking about a refrigerator. The warranty is only as good as the people behind the warranty. Like we've all heard the stories.
Wasn't there
about
an old Chris Farley show where he was talking about? Sorry. There was an old Chris Farley show that talked about warranty.
But it's like, we've just seen that. We've seen it in the used car space in particular, where, we see consumers out there complaining about, dealer wouldn't honor the warranty. Right. And so, it's like, so who's behind it? And so in this case, it's NIADA's providers, and, it's NIADA's. So there's an opportunity in all of that to
so it's not just dealers. A piece of paper.
And that was so hugely important to us when we were building this program. I started, I don't know if y'all know the history, but I started on this program on the other side. I was working for one of the administrators that now is offering this program. And so I was actually intimately involved in building this program with NIADA. And that was one of the biggest things, was that we built a unified program that has a positive customer experience, that, that the consumer is not going to beat the dealer up on social media, that the consumer's not going to have, that the dealer's not going to have to beat the administrator up to get them to pay the claim or to get them. We wanted to make this program a true limited warranty program with true transparency, true confidence, which meant we had to ensure that the consumer was going to have a quality product and a quality vehicle to begin with, and a quality limited warranty to back up that vehicle in case something does happen. Because look, they're vehicles. It's an insurance policy. Stuff happens, right? But it's how you respond to that stuff. It's the experience that the consumer has when that stuff happens that ultimately determines, that ultimate value story that the consumer's perception is of what you provided them.
Very good. Sense. We probably should let Jeremy go. You got a chance to get a nap. You got a chance to get a nap in there.
Yeah.
No nap. No rest for the weary.
No rest for the weary. Jeremy, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you taking time, because I know, like you said, you're super busy. If you can stick around for just a second so we can say goodbye properly, but we understand if you need to head out. So thanks again. Appreciate it.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jim. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks for having me on again.
You're welcome. So we look forward to, it's a monthly thing, and I think we need to send him some kind of a buyer or morning show T-shirt or something.
Do we have those?
No,
she knows something.
We'll
I don't know.
We'll see. Or coffee mug that we haven't done either, but something, since he's just a regular guest.
He needs coffee.
He does need coffee. A lot of work
going on.
Yeah. He hopefully not. Coffee. Too much coffee. All right. So Monday again, George Spat's going to be joining us, talking about the difference between warranties and service contracts.
Yep. Yeah. And don't forget that coupon code for the March event. Get in there and get yourself registered.
I'm going to throw that on up there. Discount code until next Thursday. Yeah. $125 off. Early bird morning show, and so it takes it down to about $75 to attend for a full day event, which is, if you've looked at the people that we already have coming on, it is going to be really, really high value, jam packed with how to help your business experience.
If those of you who caught Monday's episode, you'll know. If you go find it, if you didn't see it. That whole day on March 30th will be like a full day of talking about subjects just like what we talked about there. And so just a pretty good indication of where we're going to go with that day.
Yeah, it's going to be great. We're looking forward to it. And good morning, Shelley. I was going is it morning? Is it afternoon? What time is it? It's alrighty. So Friday I think all of the tax return checks are out. And so we should start to see some of those, we're still just humming and rolling. A lot of our friends, it's like, this has been one of the busiest weekends we've seen in a very long time. So enjoy your busy weekend and start planning your vacation after you're done. Yeah. All right. Well, have yourself a great weekend. Thanks again so much for joining us, and we will catch you on Monday.